Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High Christ bless. Officer Benaiah, IUIC Tupelo, Mississippi camp. Make sure you subscribe to IUIC Tupelo's YouTube page. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. And all the rest of our social media. Hey, Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
Go. 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 Who that won't smoke? Ain't nobody at all. Doctors, we body them all. The prophets is back and we pulling your cards. Your pastor a lie, he a fraud. You messed up and stepped in a room full of gods and hopped in a pool full of sharks. So watch what you saying when you do respond, or get left looking foolish and all. Like who that won't smoke? Ain't nobody at all. Doctors, we body them all. The prophets is back and we pulling your cards. Your pastor a lie, he a fraud. You messed up and stepped in a room full of gods and hopped in a pool full of sharks. So watch what you saying when you do respond. Yeah.
In nakedness. Sister, you got a second? One of them?
It's going to the bike.
What's your nationality? Do you know it? Do you know your nationality? If you look, can you take a quick peek or come on out if you like? All right, come on out. We'll talk to you real quick. We'll show you. All praises. All praises, sis. Come on out. We're going to show you something here. On this chart, can you recognize yourself, your father, on this chart? That side is what this society calls you. On this side is what the Father calls you. Can you recognize any of those on that side, on the left, on your right side, your nationality? Are you like American black, West Indies black? American black? So you would come from the tribe of Judah, okay? So let me show you something about Christ. Let me see, tribe of Judah. So the word Jew is short for Judah. Let's show you something about the color of Christ first, okay? So we got to prove it because a lot of people have been lied to regarding this. Or we taught this in Christianity, that this is Christ, that Christ looks like a white man. Were you taught that as a child?
Yes, sir.
Do you still have this image in your house? I mean, you could say, I'm not here to destroy you or nothing, talk bad about you. We're just here to teach our people, all right? So, but this is what you are taught. Were you ever taught that that depiction of the man, it looks like Christ? Or are you just barely learning it? Okay, so let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to 7 and 14 first. We're going to show you something.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. But it's evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
It says it is evident, fact, proof that he came out of Judah. We're going to go to the Old Testament and then we'll come back to the New Testament. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 2. Because even back then in the Old Testament, the Jews, we're going to see what color they are, all right? Because Christ is also a Jew. He came from the tribe of Judah. Listen.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
They are black. The Jews are black unto the ground, okay? They are not white. We were taught this through Christianity. We got a sign here that shows the religions. All the religions here, we don't have to. Anyway, listen. All the religions, whether it be Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostal, they were all created during slavery by white men. Catholics, all white people taught us as infants. As infants, we grew up learning these things. We had no idea. We trusted the man because Master, he took care of us. He gave us a shed to live in while he lived in a big house. All right. So let's keep going. Let's go to Revelations. We're going to show you in Revelations in the New Testament what Christ looks like.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants the things that must shortly come to pass.
He's talking, the revelation means to reveal. We're going to reveal to you what the scriptures say, what Christ looks like. Go to 14.
All right, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It said his head and his hairs were white like wool. Does this man have woolly hair? Any of these depictions of this man, does he have woolly hair? None. Who has woolly hair? What race of people have woolly hair? Black people. You have woolly hair. When you let your hair go out, it poofs out, right? It'll go. It's woolly. Listen.
as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because Christ, what was the first miracle Christ made? He had water into what? He made water into wine. Okay?
Right.
When a black man, Hispanic man, when you start drinking, the white of your eyes turns what color? It turns red, right? It turns red. It just does. Okay? That's part of our way what happens to us when we drink. Okay? But he was not a drunkard. He did not break this. He did not commit sin. He drank in moderation.
That's right.
Drinking with this brother, have a few drinks here and there, and talk. All right, here we go. We'll read it from the top again, and we'll continue on.
Verse 14, his head and his hands were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Keep going.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So he was looking at his feet. He was looking, saying, dang, his feet like unto fine. What color is brass? Do you know what color brass is? Like a penny? That's brown. Correct. It's brown. Well, let's see how brown it was.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So when you put flesh in a furnace, what color will it turn? I can help you. Let me help you out a little bit. It's better that you say it, but I'm going to give you a little help. Like when you put, you put a steak, that's flesh, a chicken on a grill, steak on a grill, a hot dog on a grill. When you burn it, what color does it turn? Huh? It turns black. It turns black, straight up, right? So what color is Christ? From the Old Testament, the Jews were what color? Black. Proof that Christ was a Jew, right? Now in the book of Revelations, what color is Christ? He's black.
That's right.
Say what Mike says that he's black.
He's black.
I told you. That's right. So we want to help you. We're not here to destroy you at all, but we need to get our people out of the situation that we're in, because through sin is why we're always in a low estate. We're always in poverty all the time. Grew up in poverty, grew up in poverty. Everybody here primarily grew up in poverty. But we're going to show you how to get out of it. But first, you got to understand a couple of things, because it's not hard to keep the laws. We're going to show you how to love. You love God? Okay, let's find out. I'm going to go to the scriptures. We're going to with the love of God, 1 John 5 and 3. All right, we're going to show you something.
Book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So this is how you prove yourself that you love God, that you keep the commandments, because it says it's not grievous. They're not hard, okay? We're going to go through several scriptures to show you how it's not hard to keep the laws. But first we got to show you what sin is also, okay? So let's go to sin.
Book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever commits sin transgresses also the law.
It says whoever commits sin transgresses the law. It's going to show you what transgression is. Watch.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Transgression means breaking. So when you break these laws, you're in sin, okay? That's what it means. And it's telling you when you love the Father that you keep his commandments, because they're not hard to keep. We're told through this man's religion, Christianity, that you can't be perfect. You can't keep the laws. That's a lie. That is a total lie. Otherwise, Christ wouldn't have told us that. I think it's in Matthew 5 and 48. Watch what Christ tells us in the Gospels. He's going to tell us is to be perfect. And I'm going to show you, do you think Christ was the only one perfect in the Bible? Well, we're going to show you what it means to be perfect, okay? And then we'll go to the laws. What's that? Oh, well, we'll hook you up in a second. Just check this out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Why would he say that? Why would he say that? You know why? Because it's the laws that are perfect. Go to Psalms 19 and 7. I'm going to show you what is perfect according to the law, according to the Bible. Because the Father tells us, he said, we were never taught how to read the Bible. We were never taught this. We were always taught, this man, just come to church, let somebody talk to you and tell you what's right and wrong without us reading and proving it to ourselves. Right?
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
He says the laws are perfect. So how do you become perfect, sis? Remember how to doing the laws. Because if you love the Father, you will keep the laws. And that's what he meant by, be ye perfect. Keep reading.
Converting the soul. The testimony of the law is sure, making wise the simple.
Because at one time, we're dumb to all this, but once you start doing the laws, it makes you wise. We come back to the laws, we start keeping them, and then we start worshiping our Father. Because as a nation, when we gather together, we will get out of this. He's going to hear us. Because, sister, I'm going to tell you something right now. The Father doesn't hear sinners. He don't hear them. He don't hear you. It's John 9:31. Watch what happens. Because you think, because this man taught you, hey, pray with your hands closed. We're going to show you how to pray too, all right? He said, pray to their God, this white boy. You bow to him. When you go to like Catholic churches, you ever been to a Catholic church? Or when you go to churches, you okay, non-denomination, but it's Christianity. The white man, the wooden cross is what you worship, right?
That's right.
The white man. Okay, but we could keep going.
Book of John, chapter 9, verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
It says it again, the will. We're going to go to Psalms. We use the Bible all the time to explain things. We're going to 40 and 8 Psalms because we're going to see what the will of God is, because he ain't listening to you. When you pray with your hands closed, you do the Our Father, whatever you say to him, he don't hear sinners. He doesn't. But when you come back to the laws, he will. Listen.
Right.
The book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 8. I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Yeah, the law is within my heart.
So it's the laws that is the will of God. The laws is what we need to start coming back to, start doing. Now I'm going to show you another thing. Let's do this. Let's get some of the sin that you're in. Again, we're not here to destroy you. You're off the path. We're trying to push you back on the path so that you can follow that straight line so you can get to the kingdom. And we'll show you and prove it that it's only the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who's going to be given the right to repentance and to the right of the kingdom if you keep the laws. We're going to prove it to you. All right? What I take to go to? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Deuteronomy chapter 22:5, because there's a dress code that the Father has given to all of us. Listen, to the women as well. Listen.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So a man should not put on a woman's garment. What is it that a man should not put on? What garment should I not put on? So, do you know what that is? Let me explain to you. If I had a dress on, would you take me seriously up here? No. So, if I had a dress on, a bra, things of that sort, you would not take me serious, because that's a woman's clothing. The Father hates cross-dressing.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.